I'm Serena Cosgrove. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an associate professor in international studies at Seattle University.
My name is Isabeau Dempsey, they, them pronouns. The title of our book is Imagining Central America, Short Histories.
Imagining Central America, Short Histories is a concise set of histories of Central America.
So Central America is a region that is so important to the world history, but is so often overlooked in the news in a really significant way outside of like the drug trade and violence and wars and civil wars and all those kinds of things.
And you know, Isabeau, you're saying something that I think is really important and is part of what our book is about, is that often politicians, media pundits, refer to, those Mexican countries, or they refer to Central America as if it's just, one place or one country. And we are not talking about states in Mexico. We're talking about a vibrant region with its own separate 7 countries. And important to know a little bit about that, not just for educators and students, but also for policymakers and politicians.
So again, that's why this book, it sort of begins in a pre-colonial, pre-Columbian history, so that we can really see the progression and the evolution of the region to what it is today, instead of just the flat face that is presented to us in westernized news.
In our case, we did not set out to write a book. We were what I would almost refer to as reluctant book writers. We had a friend of Central America who was very, very interested in short histories of the countries that he could send to Congress people in Washington, D.C. And so Isabeau and I piloted Nicaragua, thinking, okay, this is going to end here. But our friend got so excited, was like, hey, the rest of the region and now has to follow. And at that time, I was a professor. Well, I still am, and Isabeau was my student. And since then, now Isabeau has graduated, now works in an academic bookstore, and now we've gone from being a professor and student to being collaborators and co-authors, and that actually has ended up being one of the most fun parts of this multi-year process.
I was like shocked by how much work and how long it's taken, and it's not even done yet because now we have to do it in Spanish, but that's a future problem. Like, it'll be an interesting time. I mean, at least the text is written. We just kind of have to translate it.
And this is something that Isabeau and I mention in the acknowledgements. And this is not, I've worked on a number of book projects over the years. And though, yes, there is a sentence that goes in thanking the acquisitions editor, the thing that we have a whole paragraph in our acknowledgements about the University of Cincinnati Press, from the accompaniment when this was still just an idea that we were considering working on together, to the shoulder to shoulder, what in Central America they call codo a codo, which is elbow to elbow, but the shoulder to shoulder accompaniment that we've gotten throughout the whole process. And so we do call outs to Liz, to Sarah, to Alex, to Luke, who worked with us on the beginning of the project, and Meg, who was the copy editor, but also a specialist in Central America. Like, that kind of wraparound service that we've received from the University of Cincinnati Press has been just extremely heartening, inspiring, and in the hard moments that when you're writing a book has really kept us going. And though we take full responsibility for any errors that might still remain in the book, it wouldn't be as beautiful and impactful and interactive as it is if not for the University of Cincinnati Press.